Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engine. Today we're working on a Husky riding lawnmower. It's an LT 4200. Customer was using it the other day. He said he was mowing some thick, heavy, wet grass. He said it was like really bogging down, and he thought he smelled it getting hot and stuff. So he shut it off. And the next day he went to start it, and it wouldn't even turn over and stuff. Sounds like the battery might be low. I'll put a charge on the battery. And we'll come back and we'll see we can't diagnose what's wrong with this thing. So hope you enjoy the video. Okay, I had a charger about 2.5, 3 hours. When I got to looking at it, this battery was February of 2021. That's 4.5 years ago. It's May. Well, tomorrow's June 1st of 2025. So it might just be the battery here. It shows 12 volts, 12.5 volts. Put a load on it. It goes down to 6 or 7 volts. And that's just been off of a charge. So let's throw a battery in there and start it up and make sure the alternator and everything's working okay. Then we'll see why his motor got hot after that. We'll do this one step at a time here. And the terminals are all nice and clean too. These bolts don't look bad, but I'm going to put new battery bolts in too. Yeah, up here in north part of the United States, it gets really cold here, and that zaps a lot of life out of these batteries in the wintertime. So if you can get 3 years out of a battery up here, you're doing pretty good. And he got 4.5 out of his, so anything that's kind of corroded, that will take away your voltage and amperage. You have to have nice clean connections. Okay, let's see what starts up. Make sure it's charging properly. Oh, it's not charging. So we'll have to check out the electrical connections on the motor. Well, this thing here, it don't have a electric PTO clutch or nothing, so the battery lasts longer than it would if you had a electric clutch on there. Test over here by the alternator and stuff. The alternator is charging. So we'll use this here and tell exactly how much it's charging. There's nothing wrong with the alternator. I'm gonna pop all the plug-ins and make sure nothing's corroded. So I don't know if you can see on. I'll put it on close. There's a little corrosion, little green corrosion. See that corrosion right there? So I'm gonna pull these apart and clean that. Like I said, any little corrosion will knock down your volts and your amps. So I'll do that. But being as the motor's warm and everything, let's see why it was He said it was running hot. But if this mower was cutting like foot tall grass, that's gonna put a major load on it anyway. Well, that's packed full of dirt. You can have a lot of air restriction out of that there. A lot of air restriction. So I think we're just gonna give this thing a basic little tune-up here. Change oil, put new filter in there, new oil filter, new spark plug. I'll do all that real quick and clean that connection and take it outside in the grass and see how it mows. But I think the main thing was the battery and that corrosion on that plug-in. That's what I'm thinking. On these smaller lawnmowers, when the grass is tall and wet, the best thing you do is just put it in low gear and just mow slow. And blow out that air filter cover. That's really dirty in there. That air filter just packed full of dirt. That would definitely make it work harder. Definitely a lot of dirt in there. Another way you can tell how the motor's running is how it's running is looking at the plug. That ain't burning too bad. And when you put any plug in, you want to gap it around 30 thousandths. And push it on until it clicks. Use this pan here to take off the oil filter. Get all the oil sucked out of there. And make sure it's nice and clean. That filter O-ring goes on. You need that as hand tighten these. Wipe off the excess oil on the frame. I'm going to change that fuel filter. On these little Briggs & Stratton screen type filters, you always put the big end towards the carburetor. See how it's like smaller on this end and bigger on this end? They always say put the big end towards the carburetor. Okay, still need to grab the air filter stuff. Oil in it. And I believe this is a 33 cubic inch. Says right on top of the valve cover. It's actually a 31 cubic inch. So it's going to take a little bit less than a quart and a half. Okay, let's go back to this side over here. We'll grab some oil. I still got to clean that connection too. I use SAE 30 on these Briggs motors. I'm not going to put all of it in there. I got to put a quart and a half in here. Got to start it up and let the oil go through the oil filter and stuff. Then we'll check it again. Even starts a lot easier now, that new air filter and stuff. Started right up, but before it have turned over a few times just by changing that plug, and definitely that air filter and stuff made a world of difference on the starting up on it. Right on full. So it's a little bit less than a quart and a half on these. The 33s take I believe a quart and a half. Okay, well yeah, I gotta clean them ends right there. I'm gonna clean them ends and I'm gonna jack the front end up. Check out the blades. Either the blades are dull, they'll put a strain on the motor too. So let me clean them connections and we'll look underneath this lawnmower. Okay, let's jack it up and check them blades out. They definitely need to sharpen. Just checking the belt out, make sure the belt looks good. Looking for zerks, and the only two zerks I see are on the front wheels. So let's get them greased real quick. And while we got it up in the air, let's do the tire pressures. Two front ones need to be the same, and the two back ones need to be the same. You seriously, 14 pounds. I'll put 12. I like putting a couple pounds less in there just for a little bit of smoother ride. And the back ones say 10 pounds. Okay, let's pop them blades off and put a nice sharp edge on them. And these MTDs are usually 15/16. Okay, I went back and forth 10 times. I'm going to do the same on the other side. That way you're not going to take more off one side than the other. Now that is like brand new. That really cut some grass. And make sure they go on the stars perfectly. And the wings always up. And there's one more thing I want to do. I noticed this bar on the front of the deck was kind of loose here, and the front of the deck's kind of drooping down a little bit. Kind of want to level that deck a smidgen. Just give it a little bit, then I'll check it out. Okay, I think we about got her here. Well, it starts so much better. I hope this video helps you out. I appreciate you watching. If you like my videos, please press the like button. Please subscribe. And you guys have a good afternoon.